Superman's identity has been a thing of scrutiny over the years. Whether you agree with it or not, the people of the DC universe has fallen for it for all these years. The hunched over clumsy office guy who's constantly in a rush, his life seems a mess, and he wears goofy glasses. It hasn't always convinced me, to be honest, and I don't think it's convinced anyone else in the real world, that is. But when you compare him to the super buff guy that's bulletproof, with a chiseled jaw, and is the perfect specimen of peak physical form, I can see why some people may not see through the ruse. Now if it was the real world, I do think people would find out a bit quicker, given the context clues like his public relationship with the Daily Planet workers. It's a bit on the nose who Big Blue is. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to see what happens when the Man of Steel reveals who he truly is to the rest of the world. For better or for worse. As Superman floats above Metropolis, listening to its citizens go about their day as usual, a weight is heavy upon his shoulders. He's about to lose something that has taken a lifetime of effort and dedication to keep. His identity. Thank you for coming. As some of you know, my name is Kal-El. I was born on a planet that no longer exists. Most of you lovingly have come to call me Superman, and it has been my honour to help out wherever I can. But there's something else that I need you to know about me. But before I tell you that, let me show you how we got here. Let's bring it back a little. The day before, Clark is at the planet's office, and he usually puts on the act of a man that's not fully all there, if you know what I mean. But today he's laser focused, no slouching around, just taking it all in. And then he hears Perry's heartbeat, and decides it's finally time. He walks in. Perry is mad about something like always, but when Clark opens up his shirt, it's as if all the problems in the world wash away. Perry rushes over and melts into his friend's arms. Alien no more. Later that day, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen is on the scene of what seems to be the murder of a penguin? Yeah. Quite sad actually, it has a little vest on and all. Aww. When Superman swoops in telling Jimmy that they need to talk, ensuring the officer not to worry, it's nothing to do with Darkseid or anything like that. He also tells him about the fingerprint that can be found on the penguin's collar. It's Scarecrow's doing, by the way. He picks up Jimmy and flies away, asking Jimmy if he can still trust his best pal. He brings him to a rooftop in Gotham, notorious for their great hiding places. He tells him he knows he can trust him and just stop talking for a second. He pulls out his glasses and puts them on. It's real, you can take the picture. It's your picture to publish if you want. First picture, Supes tells him. But Jimmy seems confused, saying, okay, of what? Jimmy, I'm Clark. I've always been Clark. Clark Kent. I don't get it. Jimmy, I am telling you, I am also Clark Kent. What is this, like an impression you're trying, or... Jimmy, my name is Clark Kent. It's not as good as your Batman. Jimmy! What? I'm sorry, all I see is Superman with glasses on. Then they both look at each other in intense silence. Jimmy cracks a smile, eventually breaking into laughter. He already knows. Lois told him this morning. Clark is not happy. Later he confronts Lois about ruining his surprise, but he can never stay mad at her. He asks her if she needs some time to write a piece about it in the paper before he reveals it. But she tells him she's been writing it ever since their honeymoon. She knew he'd eventually do it. I was born on a planet that no longer exists. A place called Krypton. Most of you have lovingly decided to call me Superman. But there's something else I think you should know. My name is Clark Kent. I'm a reporter for the Daily Planet and have been ever since I moved here from Smallville, Kansas. His words reverberate through all walks of life, super and not super. Even Batman cracks a smile. Some of you know the story, or a version of it. I was sent here from the planet called Krypton to save me from its disaster. I landed in Kansas, where I was adopted by two wonderful people, Jonathan and Martha Kent. The Kents raised me and taught me the values that I use every single day to help people who can't always help themselves. Why the two identities? As a child, everybody thought it would be best that I had as normal of a life as possible. With that came an identity. I was being trained, almost like an athlete, to be the best Superman I could be. I lived, I went to school, fell in love, got married, had a child. A lot has happened. Of course it was about protecting those around me, but everyone in Clark Kent's life slowly became the real people in Superman's life. Everyone knows. My friends and family have known for a long time, and a lot has changed. Sometimes you don't even realise how much has changed, until you stop and look around. For us, my family, a couple of profound moments forced me to stop and take a look. At myself, at my world. See, for a long time I've kept this big part of myself a secret, for good reasons, but all the while I'm trying to empower others towards truth and justice. My life as Clark Kent is a secret. Today, that feels false, almost dishonest, so no more. The biggest secret in the world, now out in the open for the world to see. He's going to continue to be Superman and Clark Kent. He loves being a superhero, but he also loves being a journalist. He's proud of his heritage both from Earth and Krypton. So what happens now? He doesn't know, but he thanks the people of this world for inspiring him, and he flies away. The world reacts to the news bomb that just dropped. The villains are indecisive on what to do about this information, especially one man, Lex Luthor. Later at the planet, they're wondering if this will put everyone that works there in danger, but Perry doesn't care. It's the biggest selling point of his career. Also, everyone knew Superman had a connection to the planet anyways. They always went after Jimmy or Lois, as it is, so nothing's gonna change. He thanks them for being great friends and leaves the office to meet the rest of his co-workers. They still love him all the same. He doesn't know how the world will react though. So he takes off to save it once more, and the claps and cheers can be heard around the globe. He's their Superman, and that's all that matters to them. He has one more thing to do before he can relax. There's a few other friends that he needs to see. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this small story. I really liked it. It's just from issue 18 and 19 of Superman from the Bendis run in 2018. Good little short story, but let me know what you thought down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.